Hi, I'm Kevin Tedonio with This Week in Triathlon, and I'm coming to you with my new black Specialized Shiv S-Works. And you'll see something that's a new product here in the middle of the triangle here. This is a product that was revealed about a year ago at the Ironman World Championships in 2012, where Craig Alexander actually had this on his bike. It actually hit the shelves here in the United States in late August of this year. It's called the Fuel Cell. And this is made for racing application of carrying a change of tube, CO2, lever, and then also carrying some extra fuel up in this top part. So if I take it off the bike here, there's actually two compartments. There's a top part, which I would consider to be used specifically just for carrying your fuel. I carried about 4 bonk breaker bars in this top pouch here at Ironman Tahoe in September of this year. And in the bottom section, you actually have a little part. I'll zoom in here so you can take a look at this. I carry my tube, my CO2, my lever, and the valve adapter here. So one of the problems I've been seeing on Slow Twitch and some of the forums is how do you actually pack and load this thing so it actually can carry everything you want to carry, because it is a little bit like playing Tetris using this fuel cell. So I'll just show you a trick that I used that makes life a lot easier. Like you see, there's 2 parts to this thing, so they both kind of nest into each other, and they both clip in here. And this top part actually nests down into the lower base part. So when you actually zoom in here, you can actually see it. And what I do, I kind of have a cheat here. I actually have used the Sharpie marker, just put like a dashed line for the bottom part of this, of the top unit. So the reason I do that is so when I take it off to load it, I know how high I have to load my material before I run into issues with the top. Because if you go over that line, you will not be able to, all the material that you have lower will actually be poking up into this rubber membrane, and it won't allow you to pack it properly. Also, the top part of this actually kind of nests open, almost like a whale's mouth. And if you don't have the bottom part packed tightly, it'll open that mouth up, huge. So like I said, I use a Sharpie marker to be able to establish where that line is and how much I can actually load it. So when I actually load the base part, you actually see I have a tube just wide up, and I actually use a little bit of tape here. You can't really see it in the video too well, but I use some tape just to kind of pack that very nice and tight. I pack it a little bit longer than wide so I can actually pack it down, facing down, and then I just lay the CO2 on top just like that. And you'll see it's just barely lightly touching the lower part of this top section. So when I actually load in my fuel, it's not poking up through there at all, and it makes it nice and arrow, and I can easily grab my food out of here. So I think this is considered, for me, this is more of a race application product. I'll be using it in my training as well, but it's really built more for speed and aerodynamics. Mark Cody of Specialized says using the fuel cell to carry your extra spare and some fuel literally adds no drag to the system of your bike. So that's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of people strapping all sorts of things all over their bike. It doesn't look very tight, it doesn't look very clean. This looks really cool, and it works really nicely. I'm a backpacker. I like to get in the backwoods, and one of my rules for backpacking is have a small backpack, because the bigger your backpack, it doesn't matter how big it is, you're going to fill that backpack with all sorts of junk. So it's big enough for racing. It's not going to carry 8 tubes and 15 gels, but it can carry enough for a race. And I used this, like I said, Ironman Tahoe. Had 4 bonk breaker bar stuff in the top. Fortunately didn't have a flat, I didn't need the kit, but it was nice to know I had it there, and it really doesn't add too much weight, it doesn't stick out, it looks nice. So if you have any questions, feel free to post comments to this video on YouTube, and you can learn more about this product at This Week in Triathlon on our Facebook page. So thanks for tuning in.